揺れる夜にあるがままでいるもっと深く苦しいくらいに
Hello YouTube, I'm back again with another video. We're finally going to be talking about Johnny Somali after such a long while. Apparently he's been let out, but it is led that he's lied to detectives about what he does in the middle of his live streams, what he does for a living, and what the reason behind that was. Again, it wouldn't surprise me, but I have a feeling he's still doing these stupid antics, harassing people. But I think at this point in history, there's no even every reason to come back to Japan anymore. Because honestly, would you want to be jailed a second time? Because they apparently, from what I heard from Gino, he said that they were setting an example of both of them. So what I mean, so Gino was also the guy that was recording him because they were both trespassing at a building in Japan. John Somali had a mask on, and then they're wondering afterwards why they're going to jail. As you could tell, these videos, bro, like you guys, like there's so much that's going on as to why he deserves to be arrested. He's going around harassing other people, terrorizing people in Japan. Um, and then even after he gets pummeled for it, he still goes back doing the same thing, meaning that he hasn't learned his lesson. That's why people are putting their hands on in order to encourage him to stop. They want to make sure that he's off the streets, and he still doesn't get the memo because the cloud is that addicting. But the lie that he said, there will be a him. You guys will definitely see a live stream. This is Gino, as to what happened while their time in prison. But to confirm whether he's out from prison, you're definitely gonna see a video of him doing a live stream with someone, like doing a video chat, and him telling how the detectives were interrogating him, the questions that they asked. Apparently, they're asking him a lot of questions because it's more than one incident. Not him being at the apartment. I mean, not him trespassing at the construction building, but all the other things that he did to piss people off. Like, obviously, the most popular one would be with him in the subway, where he's talking about Hiroshima, Nagasaki. Him playing loud music at a Japanese restaurant or a cafe. Him going out on the streets and messing with people, making fun of their accent. Apparently, harassing women like inappropriately. I haven't seen a clip of that, but I would believe it because that's just the kind of person he is. Just doesn't have any type of boundaries. And here's Gino's discussing Johnny Somali, that he can't rock with him anymore. Hopefully that's true, but again, Otozi's the one that's giving us the update. But here's the proof that I'm telling you guys. So you have someone doing an interview with him. He's talking about his like experience in prison at Japan, and that they asked him several questions. That's why I'm so like, this guy is so dim-witted. He's confused as to why the detectives are asking so many questions. That's every interrogation. They're gonna ask you a ton of questions to whether to find out if you're an honest person or a liar. But it's true. It's clear from this video. He's a pathological liar, and he's completely full of himself, just in denial and delusional. So I honestly believe that he won't come back to Japan. But like, since he's been to jail, like, is there even a reason to come back to Japan after you've just been arrested there? And it's not even you don't even live in Japan too. Think about it. Cause and that's the point I make. Like, imagine if he gets arrested a second time in Japan. They might not ever let him back in the U.S. ever. He might have to remain there. So, and the point I'm trying to make, if you have a criminal record, chances are they're not gonna let you flee the country. They're gonna make you remain there so you don't go out and pester people, and then that the country does not be put at fault, so they can avoid the blame. And that's what I'm thinking too, because like they're honestly, clearly, even though Johnny Small's not smart, but I don't know whether he would know, whether he takes uh, any ideas from this video. But if he decides to come back to Japan, I'm not even sure whether he realized, but he probably might not know. He might never leave there again. He'll be forced to stay in Japan forever for the rest of his life. Because you got to be able to passports. But if you have some sort of criminal record, they can refuse to let you go. Like they can refuse to let you out. And it sucks too. Having a criminal record and being forced to stay in that country is scary. Especially if you don't if that's not especially if you don't live there, that's not your home, and you can never come back to go see your family, and your family has to come see you. That's got to be very dreadful. But I find it very strange in this interview. He's acting like a normal guy, like he did nothing wrong. It's very odd to me because when he's being interviewed, he's acting like he wasn't taking everything seriously. He was just joking around with people. Like it's clearly just it was just a gig that he's doing in order whatever pays his bills, whatever helps him sleep at night. And from what I understand, there is also some other updates from what Gino said, that it apparently he's harassing other he's going out DMing harassing other like content creators or people in the DMs, whether it be like Instagram, YouTube. I'm not even sure whether YouTube, because I haven't seen his YouTube in a while. I feel like it's been terminated, but if he I would love for him to comment on this video that I'm making and what he has to say. But again, it'd probably be something stupid, but as long as it relates to what I'm talking about, then I appreciate it. He doesn't have to agree with what I'm saying. It could be criticism, as long as, and I honestly prefer that it would be some sort of answer to what I said about him in this video, or if there's some things that I missed that he wants to correct me on. I want him to prove it to me, whether what I'm wrong about, and he better be real with me. He's gonna need to provide me proof. I'm not gonna be stupid enough to just outright believe what comes out of his mouth. So the people are interviewing. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure they don't agree with him. Of course, he has the clout. They just want to get they want to get their spotlight on YouTube, whether or Kick or whatever. But I can assure you guys, the reason why even Johnny Somali was going out of his way and harassing people, John, because Kick allows that. So if it wasn't for that platform, he 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 probably wouldn't. He probably, if it wasn't for Kick, again, if it wasn't for Kick, he probably wouldn't be allowed to do it in the first place, because there are websites, there are a lot of platforms that are very strict, that don't allow you to basically allow you to live stream, record yourself harassing people and pestering people, because people will. It's you know what that says to you know what it says to the platform, that you're inciting cyberbullying, harassment, and threats towards people, whether it may be in Japan or in the US. It doesn't matter where the platform is being held. But again, if it wasn't for Kick, he wouldn't be able to do. He realized that, like, he wouldn't be able to do any of the stuff on YouTube, like any of the stuff on TikTok, because that's why he keeps his, again, even though he posts on YouTube, I'm pretty sure he keeps his videos separate, or he deletes it whenever people call him out on it. Because if he was brave, he would have kept those videos on YouTube. But he realizes that it is, like, for his own sake, that people are just gonna make him look stupid and just ridicule him. So in a way, it's just a way for him to act like, oh, they have nothing on him. In reality, they do. It's all everyone's doing literally rants on it, literally addressing what he's doing with all the video proof in front of them and showing it, showcasing to every viewer out there who's out there wanting to see Johnny's downfall. So again, if it wasn't for Kick, he wouldn't be able to do any of the things that would be considered harassment, cyberbullying. Especially something like YouTube, they're very strict about that. But from again, if it's confirmed whether he's actually going out DMing, harassing people, it wouldn't surprise me at the end of the day because that just seems like he just seems like the type of person that just continues to make a fool of himself and doesn't and feels like he hasn't faced actual real consequences even after being thrown in literally being thrown behind bars in Japan. So what will it really take? Will it take for him to leave the planet, leave this planet, leave the Earth, or if someone were to silence him, or just put like basically strap duct tape, or again, if he would actually bite his tongue. So, but if Gino, if whether Gino doesn't want anything to do with him, I give him a props for that. But at the same time, I'll be real, it was very stupid of him to even associate with Johnny, knowing the type of drama that he was going to get into. Clearly was not aware, was just thinking that it was a good idea and just thinking, even if it may have been his first time with Johnny, now he was, it's really not worth it anymore. So, but even Johnny Somali was wondering whether he snitched or not, which I didn't mention, because that's how apparently that might have been the reason as to why he got arrested in Japan. But I think it's because he's let's be real. I think it's the fact that he incriminated himself. He recorded everything that he did in Japan, harassing people, being racist, being ignorant. So I don't think I doubt it's because someone snitched because he snitched on himself. Like that's what he and that's the point I'm trying to make is that he's not really calling out his flaws. He's not really looking at himself in the mirror and saying, "What have I done?" And then literally take accountability. From what we gathered, you guys, and just by looking at this video, and from what I heard, that what Toby said and what he showed us, he hasn't taken any sort of accountability. Like, well, yeah, he did go to jail, but he doesn't want to hold himself accountable. Is what I'm trying to say. Because he feels that again, like at the end of the day, it was a joke. It wasn't supposed to. People, you didn't expect the people to be that outraged, and that people shouldn't have made it, shouldn't have escalated. When in reality, he's the one who escalated. People shouldn't have went as far as to approach him and get physical. But he's not looking at the severity of the situation, in which he refuses because that is how narcissistic and ignorant he is. Because to him, everything's just a game, it's just a show, and that people should just move on and just forget about it and take it for what it is and not be so hard on him. So just complete utter nonsense, you guys. Now, if he again approached me, he's not gonna have his way with me. He trust me on that. Nor would he have his way with anybody who's really down when it comes to being pranked, or just people just don't have the time of day to actually waste to do something so pointless and just over nonsense that you gain nothing out of, only for some Johnny Somali's own gratification because he has a thrill and he thrives off of people's again, he thrives off of people's irritated personality. He thrives off of people being irritated, and it goes to show what type that just that like he does it on purpose. He's not remorseful, and that he ever plans to actually take back all the things that he did because he's going to continue. He's only saying that he's only apologizing. He's only remorseful when he's confronted. Let's be real, you guys. But again, he's just that type of person who likes to get likes to literally see the bad side of people and try to irritate them as much as he can in order for them to actually get physical with him, so that he can have built some sort of case. Say, oh no, if anything, he's the snitch himself. He's trying to build a case. If you put your hands on him, in that he'll use that, say that in reality that he's the victim, when he's the one who instigated that, and that's what he did. He doesn't want to see himself as the instigator here. But that's the one. And then again, I'm not gonna go too long with this video. But him instigating people, not only obviously again will be his downfall, but someone's actually gonna go to an even further extent, an extent that we haven't seen yet. It's gonna go as far as him possibly being potentially deceased by someone who just fed up. And he says people have their limitations. It takes again. It takes some it takes some bravery. It takes some confidence to actually control your emotions. It takes a lot of maturity to just ignore somebody. But someone might eventually, they're gonna basically, again, they're just gonna go off on him. They're just gonna get fed up. They're gonna snap, and it might be the end for Johnny, not only for his downfall, but him being on this planet. And that's something that he doesn't want to be. He's just not looking into. He's just not being cautious around around his surroundings. I'm sure you guys get what I mean. But I'm trying to be as appropriate as I can. But just getting to the most important part is that it will eventually catch up to me, guys. Trust me. And trust me, I assure you, we might not have to deal with him. We might not have to hear from him or see him again. And someone does talk about it, he's not going to have any time to defend himself or argue. So, but this might eventually, if it does happen, it will be the last of him. So, but as of now, it won't be. So, but again, hopefully you guys enjoy the video. Be sure to check for more upcoming content later in the future. Be sure to check your notifications, comment, like, subscribe. Thank you.
Waiting much for